sunlight begins to fade now, and I feel like I'm losing time, but I don't know how I'm here. The sunlight has turned to gray, and I feel like I'm losing love again. I don't know how I'm here. I could feel your heartbeat. I could feel somewhere you're looking at. I could feel your heartbeat. I could feel somewhere you're looking at. 'Cause it's you I'm loving, and it's you that I wanna breathe. And it's you I'm loving, and it's you that I wanna need.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Simracersworld TV, and welcome to another round, or two rounds, I should say, of the Simracersworld TCR series. My name is Chaz Draycott, and I'm going to be calling the shots once again for you tonight. The guys are just out in qualifying at the moment. I will say just ahead of this, if you do see any cars that are completely solid white, we have had a new paint pack tonight, so it'll just be loading them in. And I'm also one monitor less this evening. Seems that my left-hand monitor doesn't like being part of a DisplayPort adapter anymore, and it's absolutely cacked itself. So, yeah, we've got one less monitor, I'm afraid. The drivers are just out in qualifying at the moment. And they are putting in their very best around this wonderful Zandvoort circuit. And it is actually the first time I've ever even seen this circuit in iRacing. I didn't own it till about an hour ago. We'll look at some cars, shall we? There is Adam McNally for Excite Energy iRacing. We'll have a quick look through the championship standings for you as well. Connor Parisi is the driver sitting at the top of the standings. Here is Connor for you right now. He's on 413 points and only 6 points ahead of fan favourite Lewis Ward. And the driver that has taken an incredible 5 wins out of 6 races that he's taken part in this championship is the incredible Miguel Freitas, who sits third in the championship on 397 points. He is only 4 points clear then of Adam McNally, who we saw not too long ago on our screen. There he is. And in the AM category, well, it's opened up quite a bit. We didn't see any Lee Diemer last week. He is here again, but it's this man, Carl Jacquelet for Year 1 Racing, that is top of the pile. Dean Timms is in second place for the well, he's in a privateer livery at the moment. He did ask me to download his livery just beforehand, but I won't lie, I had a bit of an issue with some of my paints and things, so it'll be on for race 2. Behind him in the championship, then in third place, is the man I mentioned not long ago, actually, Lee Diemer for Excite Energy iRacing Orange. And not too far behind in the championship, in 4th position, only 11 points back from that, is Carl Newen, who's been a little bit under the radar at the moment, it seems. But doing a fine job all the same. Doesn't seem like there's much going on the track map on the right-hand side, does it? I think that's because people haven't really been putting in times at the moment, so... Let's have a look. Yeah, there you go. See, look, the times are coming in now as the cars pop onto there. Parisi goes top, Kasim second, Silkstone third at the moment. McNally goes second now. Oh, looks like, I think that was Woodhouse. No, it was Freitas. Got onto the grass out of the final corner. Didn't quite make it a clean lap all the way round. And I have been quarantined, Ian, yes. We're not going to talk about that tonight, though. We're not going to talk about it. Vincent Chaussonnet is rounding out your top 10 at the moment in the beautiful WRT eSport livery, one of my favourite liveries, and I will continue to tell you that all evening. Who's nearly finished a lap Steve Clays is near the end of a lap, and he's quite trustworthy, isn't he? Let's go on board with Steve. Round a lap of Zandvoort circuit. A fantastic and beautiful circuit it is. Down into turn 1 then, hard on the brakes. It's a very on-camber right-hander here. These Audis will feel pretty good through there, but it may install a bit of false hope for the rest of the lap. Through a quick left, slow down for the right. It looks like it'll be a fast kink there, but it's really not. And then we've got another hairpin, the left-hander here, which is turn 4. Up over the crest of the hill now, you're going to be flat round here, especially in a TCR car as well. Maybe not through the left. Is there a lift? No, there isn't. Steve Clay's on it. Back to the right, really got to commit as you go over the crest onto the brakes. Make sure you don't clip the grass on the left, or the rear will come around very, very quickly. Gets it turned in through the bottom of the hill. Gets it over to the left as quickly as possible. Now, this is where the circuit really opens up here. It goes insanely wide. And it's so difficult to get this right-hander correct because there's so many different lines you can take through here. We're going to see a bit of argy-bargy and a couple of overtaking moves through here. Into another left-hand hairpin then on the brakes, controls the car. Oh, a bit of a slide from the rear end. That's going to lose him a bit of time. Back on the throttle. And then this is where the track narrows up again. As we come to a very infamous corner of Zandvoort. As Hopley goes top. Nice stuff by Andy, 146.1. Onto the brakes. And this looks like a chicane at first. You're going right, then you're going left. Or no, you're not. Steve Clays is in the wall. Steve Clays bins it, unfortunately. Matthias de Tige has just gone past. It is like a chicane, but it's like a hairpin on the exit, is what I was going to say. And then you've got the double right-hander of the final 2 corners. Very long, sweeping final corner there. Make sure you don't run wide and get it on the grass. De Tige does just that, and he's 21st at the moment. Where's he going to go? He goes 3rd, 146.4 for Matthias de Tige. Great lap by him, that. You'll be very chuffed with that one. The next car that's going to be across the line is looking like Lewis Ward at the moment, number 97. He's down in 17th place. What do we all think of that? 10 viewers at the moment. Welcome, everybody. Hope you all have a fantastic evening with me, watching these touring cars do what they do best and giving us some excellent racing action. Lewis Ward going across the line now. Breaks the timing beam. Surely he's going to improve. 2nd place, 146.317. And we'll show you the gap on the left-hand side as Vincent Chassenet goes into... well, he was temporarily. Oh, Woodhouse 2nd, 146.3. 146.2 for McNally. You can see there a 2nd covering the top 10. Liam Silkstone is currently the highest placed AM driver. Jacqueline behind. Freitas, there he is. 145.9, goes nearly 3/10 quicker than everybody. Actually, it's just under a quarter of a second, 0.24. What a lap that is by Miguel Freitas. Andy Hopley 2nd, McNally 3rd. Good mix as always. Looks like Silkstone's got a different livery on. He said that he had the Irish flag on the car. Let's just go on a chopper cam just so you can see it a little bit better. You can see the colours on the bonnet. There on the roof there is a slight hint of the Irish flag. Nice stuff, that. Nice stuff indeed. Let's have a little bit further down the order. Let's have a ganders. Philip Hopley currently on a lap. He's not put a time in yet. Neither has Alex Torres or Dave Cyrus or Jeremy Hessels. Steve Clays, of course, we saw him go off a minute ago. He's down in 24th place at the moment, really wrestling that Audi around. Here is Dean Timms. I will apologise to Dean for not downloading his livery yet. I'm going to get it downloaded while the qualifying session is on though, so do bear with me, Dean, I am sorry. Doesn't look like we need the decal there because he's already got it on, hasn't he? That's nice and useful. So Miguel Freitas is someone I really want to talk about because he missed the first race meeting. He came in the second race meeting, put it on pole, won a race, finished 2nd in the 2nd race. And for the other 2 meetings, he's won both races. Won both races at Monza. And then before that, he won both the races at, where were we before that? We were at Imola for the second meeting. You know, my mind's gone completely blank on that. Really has gone completely blank. Snetterton, of course it was. Snetterton indeed. Stephen DeWolf joins us. Hello Stephen, how are you mate? Good to see you. Matthias de Tige is currently third for Simracersworld Esports TCR. Whoa, that was lively. Well, the back of that car won't be orange anymore, it'll be brown. Does he improve? Doesn't look like it, no. He does not. Lewis Ward is on an outlap, I think that was him there, yep. So we'll go on board for a moment with Lewis Ward as he guides us around the circuit. Don't forget, of course, tonight, the stripes on the left-hand side of the screen that you see, the green and blue, are designated as you see at the top of your screen now. Pro for the greens, and Am is the blues. Just two classes, they are determined via the... basically, well, by the championship. The pace of these boys, the pace. You have to bear with me tonight, I'm trying to do everything on 2 monitors rather than 3 like I said. So it's not as easy as it usually is, I'm afraid. You can see the patience that these drivers really need around here. As Freitas goes faster again, Jacqueline goes top of the AM category for Year 1 Racing in the number 242 car. Just to show you the difference in the Pro and AM categories, the strength of field, which is the average I rating, is 2.9k in Pro and 1.5k in AM, so it's not too far apart, to be honest. Not too far apart at all. You can see some of the sectors at the bottom, some of these guys improving on some sectors but not others. But 1.1 seconds covering the top 11, so just under a second covering the top 10. Rashid Kasim needs his decal layer removing again. Not the decal layer, the MIP file, which is basically the properties, sorry, of how shiny each part of the car is. So we need to remove that for Rashid. When I find out which one's him, anyway. But he's in a wonderful V-Racer livery, and he of course takes some fantastic screenshots for this series as well. Which, if you're in the Facebook group, I'm sure you'll have seen. Watch this. You ready? You ready? I don't know if there's a button to reload the texture, so bear with me. There you go. When Rashid is back out, we'll have another look at him. All the cars will be white for a moment while the liveries refresh. Anyone that knows iRacing knows that this is one of the more painful parts, but there you go. Boop. Lewis Ward, 6th at the moment, with a time of 1 minute 46.1. 1:45.7 for Freitas. Just shows how close it is. Ben Thayen's back out there tonight. Not that his car looked any different there. For Rev Match Esports UGX Belgium. Really like that livery. It's nice and simple. Does the job. Who else is out there that we can have a gander at? Scott Malcolm for Team Mad. Coming around the latter stages of the lap now. Scott, of course, in the Pro category this season, just trying to do his best to keep up with his teammates, provide some points for the team in the championship. He's in the Simortal livery, which has gone chrome this week by the look of it. That's very tasty. Big fan of that. Huge fan of that, to be honest. Lee Woodburn here for Venomworks XI Audio. In the nice white and black and orange car. He's 18th at the moment. And I tell you what, this track, a lot of it does look the same, doesn't it? A lot of it really does look the same. I do apologise for having to do this, but I am going to refresh the paints just once more, because I need to update Dean Tim's livery for him, just to make sure that everything's all correct, because the team that he did drive for, Brittech Simsports, unfortunately today was disbanded. So Dean is going to be driving for Year 1 Racing. And his teammate Fraser Smith doesn't seem to be about tonight, unfortunately. Mark Woodhouse has gone third, by the way, in the meantime, for Team Mad. So it's 2 Team Mad cars in the top 3 as things stand. Woodhouse has McNally behind him on track here. We ought to look at our championship leader, really, don't we? Connor Parisi, he's apparently got a new livery tonight as well, so I'm quite excited to see this thing load up, see what's different. It's a Jim Beaver Esports livery. Oh, wow, hello. That is different to last time. He had orange highlights on it from what I remember. And now it's very much different. Stands out, certainly, doesn't it? With the bright yellow highlights. Matches the wheels, which is nice. Oh, and here's Rashid Kasim, by the way, without the spec map on that makes the car go some sort of strange grey. And now it's lovely and highlighted in white. Gregory Frank's having a bit of a nightmare at the moment. He is down in 18th place on a 147.5. Alex Torres apparently has a qualifying ban for this round, unfortunately. Alex joins us in the chat as well. Hello there, Alex. And evening, Ian says hello. Hello, Ian. Mr. Roots himself, the legend, the living legend. How does the stream look quality-wise, by the way, guys? Are we all looking good? Scott Angelo's back out tonight. He's got a new livery, by the look of it. Simtech livery. I don't remember having that before, anyway. Sorry if you did. Here's Andy Fox as well, another privateer with my favourite little number plate on the back of the car. Love that. We only have one Dutch driver tonight, and that is Jeremy Hessels, who doesn't seem to be on track at the moment. It's his home race. He's 26th at the moment, I'm afraid. Franks has gone up the order to 11th overall now. Stuart Musselwhite has gone to 2nd in the AM category, 15th overall. So Carl Jacquelet doing everything he needs to at the moment to open up that championship lead, but Miguel Freitas, well, this guy just knows what he's doing, doesn't he? Look at him, he's chucking it about. Nice big drift there by Miguel. Rear's going to touch the grass, and that's surely going to go around, but no. Somehow saves it. He's having a bit of fun on this slow down lap as such. And spec maps do make you faster, Alex. Glad the stream is smooth, my friend. That's what we want. McNally's doing well tonight. He is 2nd on the grid as things stand. He's going to hope to be able to chase down Freitas and go for pole, but he'll be happy with 2nd because we all know how quick Freitas is. Here's his teammate Adam Delmont with the green highlights on the XI iRacing car. He is 8th overall at the moment between Parisi and Thanes. Sebastian Denise and Vincent Chassenet are 12th and 13th on the grid at the moment for WRT Esport. And here's Dean Tim's livery, there you go. The fully matte Year 1 Racing livery. The very bright coloured Year 1 Racing livery at that. Of course, his teammate Carl Jacquelet leading the class at the moment in qualifying. Carl Newen, 4th in the AM category, in the championship that is. He's currently 9th on the grid. Ryan Walker's out there too. He's 10th in class, 24th overall. Just over a minute of the session to go. As Ryan pulls the car over there. So who are we thinking is going to win this first race tonight then, guys? There's a car around. I believe that was from Freitas having a bit of a laugh. Jeremy Hessel's still not back out on track at the moment. Steve Clay's still having a nightmare as well. He is on an outlap here. I don't know if he's going to... Surely he's not going to finish the lap and have a chance to improve here. He's 28th on the grid. And it's looking like Steve's going to start there as well. 13 is unlucky for some, it seems. We'll get some music on, shall we? Just as the session comes to an end then. See who's close to finishing a lap. Scott Malcolm coming down the straight. He doesn't improve. Andy Fox is coming out the final corner as well. Just ahead of him actually is Dean Timms just coming across the line. Does Dean improve from 20th place? No such improvement for him. Andy Fox has abandoned his lap by the look of it. Lee Woodburn's coming out the final corner to cross the line. Steve Clays isn't going to get one in. Lee Woodburn also goes in the pits. Philip Hopley seems to be on a lap. He's about a third of the way round. Carn Newen is near the end of a lap as well, actually. Carn's going to be the next car across the line. No, he's not. There's Connor Parisi. Does Connor improve? He does, one place up to 6th. So Andy Hopley down to 7th. Here's Lewis Ward with his fan club watching, I'm sure. Canes it out the final corner. Across the line. Can he put it on the front row? No such improvement. Carn Newen next across the line. Just behind there is Rashid Kassim as well. Newen 23rd at the moment. What can he do? Oh, it's a good improvement, up to 18th place. 5th in class for Carn Newen. No improvement for Kassim. Matthias de Tige coming around the final corner. Surely this will be the final lap of the session. He must have only just got across the line to start this lap when the session came to an end. And it's no improvement for Matthias either. Philip Hopley is the last car out on track. I think he may just get a lap in. After that, we're going to see him come into the pits. No, he's still going. Sounds like he's battering it off the limiter, but I know in the car they're actually not. And no improvement for Philip either. Okay then. Well, that concludes qualifying for the first round. Sorry, the first race tonight. That's round 9 of the championship then. Who are we all thinking is going to take a win here? Who are we thinking? Make 40 overtakes and lead the championship, says Alex. Okay, Jeremy's going to start at the back. Like the last race, having some comeback fun. Anton Dupin joins us. Chris Moretta, hello there, my friend. Just waiting for the session to tick over now, and then we should be able to bring you the grid. There you go. There's the wonderful nature of the overlay doing its thing. And there's your grid then. Miguel Freitas pole position alongside Adam McNally with Mark Woodhouse and Matthias de Tige on row 2. Then it's Lewis Ward alongside Connor Parisi, championship leader, in 6th. Then we have Andy Hopley and Adam Delmont on row 4 with Rashid Kassim and Ben Thayens rounding out your top 10. Behind them is Gregory Franks and Sebastian Denise, followed by his teammate Vincent Charcenet and Carl Jacquelet, head of the AM field. Stuart Musselwhite and Liam Silkstone join him on the 8th row of the grid. Then it's Lee Deemer and Carn Newen, 17th and 18th. Scott Malcolm, 19th, just ahead of Lee Woodburn in 20th. Following them is Dean Timms, DCT. Still don't know why that's there. Sorry, Dean. With Dave Cyrus in 22nd, Scott Angelo, 23rd, and Ryan Walker in 24th position. Then the back of the grid is Philip Hopley, Jeremy Hessels, Andy Fox, Steve Clays, and the Spanish Inquisition himself, Alex Torres. So here is the front of your grid. I'm going to try and find a better camera for this because I'm not used to Zandvoort's cameras yet. Like I say, I've barely owned the track for an hour. Because I don't really like it. However, I know that this place can provide some awesome racing. Carl Jacquelet, just there. You can't miss it. In the Year 1 racing car, he's going to be the one to watch in that class. He's got Stuart Musselwhite alongside him. You can just see him poking between the two white cars there in the black and orange Simracersworld esports car. It's going to be go time in just a moment then for the first race of the evening. Who do we think is going to take the win? Is Miguel Freitas going to do it again, or is this man right here, right in front of the camera, Adam McNally, going to take it? It's time for the music to shut up, And round 9 of the Simracersworld TCR series is away. It's a very subdued start by McNally. Not much wheel spin off the line or anything. Oh, there's contact in the background. That's Vincent Chaussenet into the wall. There's cars around behind them as well. Oh, there's a lot of cars involved there. And there's a lovely flicking action there. It looks like Steve Clay's got involved. Oh, there's wheels off. There's wheels off. Who is that there? That's Andy Fox is being pushed along by Lee Woodburn. There was an orange wheel off, I think. That would have been maybe, no, not Lee Deemer, that would have been Liam Silkstone. But it's Miguel Freitas leading the way. McNally's got Woodhouse, Detige, Ward, Parisi, Hopley and Delmont right behind him. Carl Jacquelet is up 5 places off the start. He's having an absolute flyer at the moment. Rashid Kassim on the grass there just behind. He was side by side with Gregory Vranks and Ben Thayens there. But a real bit of a messy start there. Dave Cyrus has gained 6 places from it. Jeremy Hessels has gained 9. Jeremy's flying through the order at the moment. He's just gone past Philip Hopley. Scott Malcolm is still where he started. The real loser in that was Sebastian Denise. It was Sebastian Denise involved in the incident. Andy Fox, Dean Timms, Steve Clays, Lee Woodburn and Liam Silkstone are the other cars involved in it. It's a real shame. But there's your race leader, Miguel Freitas. Look like someone's having a bit of fun here. Adam Delmont and Andy Hopley side by side as they go down towards the not quite a chicane. Delmont really gets the car stopped suddenly there. Nicely done. Oh, there's cars around behind. Rashid Kassim is off. He's having a nightmare. Oh, he's lost the rear wing. It's just suddenly popped off the car. Don't know whether he got more contact there. Oh, but Rashid must have been contact going in just behind there. That's Vincent Chaussenet side by side with Gregory Vranks. A bit of a tap between those guys. Let's see what happens here. So that's Ben Thayens just in front of Rashid. Oh, Ben Thayens is around. Oh, and Rashid gets around trying to avoid it, and then the damage obviously gets applied afterwards. There it is, as he took a hit from the rear. And now that car's got a very interesting rear wing arrangement on it, as he battles with Dean Timms towards the back of the order. It's close here between Vranks and Chaussenet. Vranks down the inside. It's lap 2 already. Someone tells me this evening's going to fly by. We'll go on board with Vincent Chaussenet. This is the Frenchman chasing the Belgian. Such a feisty part of the circuit in these cars. You've really got to be on it. I'll say that though, listen to the patience and how long you've got to stay off the throttle there. Closest 2 cars on track right now, Ben Thayens and Jeremy Hessels. Have a look at the gains on the left-hand side for you. Jeremy tries the cutback and it looks like he's made that work. Beautiful stuff. Hessels up 11 places now. Doing a cracking job. I believe it was Jeremy that was leading the Senad Cocken Trophy. Yeah, I believe you're right, Stephen. I imagine it is good fun. It's just, before tonight, this was the only road circuit on iRacing that I didn't own. I now own all of them, but I didn't own this one before tonight. It is Jeremy Hessels leading the way in the Senad Cocken Trophy, by the way. 49 overtakes this season he has done, and he's on his way to another good race in that respect. Looking a bit further up the order then, Miguel Freitas leads them across the line once again. McNally's done the fastest lap of the race though here in 2nd place, so the chase is definitely on. Adam just needs to stay really consistent and do everything that he can. You can see everybody doing personal bests on the left-hand side of your screen. The whole top 8 is where it was. Carl Jacquelet has gained 5 places up to 9th position. Lee Deemer, his championship rival of course, only a couple of places back. Oh, he's very sideways through there. Needs to be careful, because this car can easily snap round the other way. Franks and Chaussenet Vincent here just not quite separating from one another at this stage, but I'm pretty sure that Vincent's going to be sticking with him. Just in the background you saw Ben Thayens still all over the back of Jeremy Hessels. We'll go on the gearbox camera from Jeremy's car. There's the very pretty RevMatch Esports UGX Belgium car. Look at all the different lines around here. You can see that even though Ben is hugging the car further to the inside, he's still carrying a similar amount of speed around the corner. Ben's going to try and go round the outside of Jeremy here. Doesn't look like it worked. No, he didn't scrub off enough speed. Just ahead of them, Stuart Musselwhite is between Lee Deemer and Dave Cyrus, the two teammates in the AM category. Stuart there being brave and trying to combine green wheels with an orange and black car. Oh, it looks like Jeremy's had a bit of a moment there. It looked like he got slightly sideways going into the not quite a chicane hairpin thing. Maybe he's lost quite a bit of time from it, but Freitas and McNally here really close together now as they come across the line. Less than a tenth of a second in it. Lewis Ward, fastest lap of the race in 5th. And if I show you this camera, does this look to you? No, not that one, that one. Does this look to you like a battle that we saw at Brands Hatch earlier in the season? The top 6 all very close together once again. And at the back of it is Conor Parisi, the championship leader, watching it all unfold in front of him. What a great train of cars that is. Even if we go on board with Lewis Ward, right in the thick of it, you've got to be so on it. Have your wits about you just in case one guy loses it, one guy has to slow down the tiniest little bit just to compensate for someone else. And it can all go wrong. But Lewis is not scared of the back of Matthias Titige's car, I tell you that. Andy Hopley, of course, behind this group as well, and then Adam Delmont, so we could end up with an 8-car battle for the lead. Woodhouse in 3rd, just providing a bit of pressure at the moment on Adam McNally, just to try and drag him a bit further away from his teammate Miguel Freitas, who, of course, doing a fine job as always leading the race. Having the name Freitas at the top of that timing tower on the left-hand side is not something that we don't see often. But yeah, once again, great racing up front, exactly as Ian Fox says. And we do have a really good battle between, well, we did have a really good battle between Hessels and Thanes, but seems like as they get through these boys, it's broken it up a little bit. Closest 2 cars on track right now, Carl Jacquelet and Gregory Franks. There's Gregory in the pro category. Carl's still defending. He's defending every single place. Of course, you get points for your overall finishing position in this championship, not your position in class. So every place matters to Carl, and he's giving Gregory only the amount of room he needs at the moment. Vincent Chassonet's in the background ready to pounce. Gregory shows his nose down the inside. Carl's gone in a bit hot though, runs wide. Oh, they make a little bit of contact on the exit. Vincent Chassonet's surely going to jump at this. Surely going to try and get through now on Gregory Franks. This is just the outer fringes of the top 10. Jacquelet in 9th, Vincent Chassonet in 11th. Franks, the stuck in the middle with you at the minute. You can figure out which one's the clown and which one's the joker. But fantastic battling all the way up and down the order again. Ben Thanes just going down the inside of Dave Cyrus. Jeremy Hessels is trying to get the better of Stuart Musselwhite as well. And he has done, but can he get past Dave Cyrus now? Up at the front, the top 8 still haven't changed places, and they're 5 seconds clear of Carl Jacquelet, so they're very, very free to have their battle as it is at the top of the standings. It's close between Woodhouse and Detige here for 3rd and 4th. McNally and Freitas seem to have broken away a little bit. It's spread out slightly, hasn't it? Only slightly though, not too much. Freitas fastest lap of the race though, 45.8. Really good time that is. But they seem to be all under control at the moment, these boys, just getting the job done as necessary. I do want to go back to this battle though, because Jacquelet holding off the 2 pro drivers here, Franks and Vincent Chassonet. There's an Audi. Very close chasing there from Gregory Franks in the number 99 Simracersworld Esports TCR RS3 LMS TCR. Rolls off the tongue, doesn't it? Audi must have just thought, oh, we need more letters on the end of its name. They can't just call it the RS3 TCR. The RS3 LMS TCR. No doubt they'll do an electric one that'll be called the e-tron Quattro as well. Vorsprung Dirk Technic Edition. Well, Jacquelette's doing everything he needs to at the moment, you know, to really hold on to these points, and he's showing why he's up there in the AM Championship. Oh, as I say that, and he runs a little bit wide. Vranks, gets into the side of him. To be fair, Vranks did get his nose down the inside. Carl closed the door, and now he's in the middle of a sandwich, and Vincent Charcenet comes through, and if he makes this stick, I tell you what, I'll owe him a £5. Or €5. To be fair, Gregory gets out of it there. That was nice. He gets out of making the move at the next corner because he knows that he hit the back of Jacquelette. But Vincent Charcenet, I owe you €5, my friend. There he goes. Should be doing that, really, should I? Not in this day and age. Jeremy Hessels has broken away now past Dave Cyrus, but he's a little bit off the back of Ben Thayens now. Ben running away. We've nearly got 11 minutes of this race done. Here is Freitas leading the way. Behind him, you'll see Adam McNally, but he has this lot behind. Mark Woodhouse immediately, then Matthias de Tige and Lewis Ward. Conor Parisi behind them. And Andy Hopley just at the back of your shot as well. I'll tell you what, if someone said to you that the Team Mad livery doesn't work on that Audi, they'd be lying, wouldn't they? It really does look cracking. Some fantastic liveries out there. Tell me in chat, by the way, all 20 viewers, good evening, by the way. What's your favourite livery on the grid for this season? I know that people are a fan of the Meraki Racing one, especially with the carbon highlights around the headlights at the front. Looks absolutely awesome. I'm a big fan of the WRT eSport livery, as you all know. The Excite iRacing cars have got some lovely spec maps on them, some lovely metallic bits. That's quite a clever idea by Lee Deemer to put the Excite can as his picture. I like that. That's really good branding. Fair play, boys. Fair play. Just in front there. Franks is still having a go at Carl Jacquelette, but he still can't get it right. It's the Year 1 racing car in front, of course, Custom Flip Flop Company. Looks like Carl's got the glossy version of that car, and his new teammate Dean Timms further down the order has the full matte version of it. Bit of a bent front end on that Audi for Dean. He's in 24th place at the moment. Alex Torres is the next car up the road in the number 79 Tent Factory Sim Racers car. He's not made much progress at the moment, 23rd overall. Some guys doing their fastest laps of the race near the front. That's Liam Silkstone just in front with no rear wing on the RS3. That's the low downforce spec. And ahead of him is Lee Woodburn and then Scott Angelo a little bit further up the road. Some of these guys are of course caught up in the incident at the start. Khan Newen is still on track but with a very damaged car. I'm going to have to try and find out what happened to Khan, although that was actually at the start of the race. Musselwhite has just having a battle with Dave Cyrus here. They're swapping places. Oh, Andy Fox has gone off. He's back on. Must have been a heck of an off. He was off for quite a while. Down the straight he goes. This is still raging though. Look at this. Vincent Charcenet, of course, did get past Carl Jacquelette around here a couple of laps ago, but he's not broken away. Carl's still giving it everything. Gregory Franks is in there too. And behind them now is Lee Deemer. Oh, it looks like Gregory's trying to go down the inside, and he does. Carl not really giving him all the room in the world. Some great battling though from these guys. Just behind him now as well is Lee Deemer. And of course Ben Thayens is going to be watching this too. But the top 8 still as they were from the start of the race. Look on the left hand side of your screen. Gregory Franks is back where he started in 11th. Jeremy Hessel's up 12 places so far. What a drive from Jeremy. Once again, he was brilliant to watch at Monza. He's doing the same here as well. Of course, Jacquelette leading the AM class. Deemer second, Cyrus third. But out of the front, these gaps aren't getting any bigger, you know. Freitas still leads from McNally. But these are the closest two. Woodhouse and de Tige very, very close together indeed. De Tige almost pushing him out of the hairpin. Probably trying to unsettle the rear end of the car. He's all over the back of that Team Mad Audi as they just bobble about around the bumpy surface of Zandvoort, around the long right-hander, trying to keep the rear end of the car under control, trying to keep the heat in the tyres. Lewis Ward. Championship leader is Connor Parisi, who's just behind these guys. Lewis Ward is second, so I'll say Connor's just behind. He's actually fallen off quite a bit. I think he's been having a battle with Andy Hopley. But it's not going to be harmful for his championship at all, this race. He's doing fine. But Lewis Ward, of course, being ahead of him now, is going to be gaining a couple of places. Oh, Liam Silkstone has just come out of the pits. I think he was hoping to fix the car. Not quite sure whether it has or not. Doesn't really look like it. Scott Malcolm's just gone past Stuart Musselwhite for 15th position. Let's have a little look at that just for Scott. Love the chrome on that. It looks fantastic. Oh, Stuart just goes deep into the corner, doesn't he? And Scott takes advantage. Closest two cars on track once again, Carl Jacquelet and Gregory Vranks. He's still not let him through. Not that he has to let him through. At the end of the day, he's still battling with him for a position. Look at this now. They're probably going to, no, not quite three wide, but Vincent Charsonnet under pressure from Carl Jacquelet. Carl sends it down the inside. I'll tell you what, he doesn't play it safe with these class leads, does he? He doesn't think, oh, I'm just going to let you boys go. That is Lee Deemer just behind, though, actually. I've just thought of that. The Excite car, well, it was. He's got a tap off Ben Thayens. Lee turns into the corner, though. Still doesn't give him the room he needs. Still side by side, but Lee is second in the category at the moment. You can see by the different windscreen banners. Ben with a green one, Lee with a blue one. Oh, Lee sends it up the inside. Oh, part of me thinks that was in retaliation to Ben putting his nose up the inside a moment ago. Let's hope that nothing silly happens here. Keep your heads on, boys. It's getting lively in front as well. Frank's all over the back of Vincent Charsonnet. Lee is trying to put Ben under pressure. It's just not working. Miguel Freitas is a second clear now of Adam McNally, who has this rabble still behind him. We've got 8 minutes, well, 7.5 minutes of the race left to go yet. So these guys better be looking after the tyres. We'll go looking back now from Adam McNally at Mark Woodhouse, just to see what the slipstream does. Look how close they get. It punches a big hole in the air, does this Audi. Not that much gain, you know. You would think the straight is massive at Zandvoort, but it's really not. De Tige and Ward just doing everything they need to do at the moment, really, just putting the pressure on, as Parisi has lost a place to Andy Hopley. Oh, Ben Thayens is around. Oh, I really hope this had nothing to do with Lee Deemer. It'd be a shame for this to have happened because of some revenge. Oh no, Ben loses it on his own. He tries to avoid Jacquelet, who makes contact with Gregory Vranks. I think Vranks made contact with him. I think it's fair to say. Lee Deemer's in there as well. They're still together. This is for the lead of the class as well, for AM category. These two have been the guys to watch in this series. When it comes to the AM battles, they've been brilliant. Musselwhite is the next one back, so these guys can afford to have the fight and not lose championship points to their rivals. But yeah, Ben Thayens had a real smack into the wall there, unfortunately. Oh, Dave Cyrus was apparently off the track, but he's back on now. He's just getting rid of some of the dirt off his tyres. Alex Torres made a bit more progress at the moment. He's 21st. He's gained 8 positions. Or as he takes a little touch onto the grass there. Andy Hopley and Connor Parisi are the only guys in the top 8. They'll swap places now. Adam Delmont is where he started. Adam McNally apparently went off track there. He must have run wide and he's lost speed because of it. Here's some changes in the top 8. Mark Woodhouse down the inside. De Tige is looking. He wants to make a move as well. Oh, wow. McNally turns in, makes contact with Woodhouse. I don't know whether that's damaged the front right, you know, it seemed to be moving around a little bit there. Not sure whether that could have broken the suspension or something. Dettige puts his nose down the inside. That front right is definitely not working properly on McNally's car, on my screen anyway. Who's that in front? Is that Khan Newen? I think it is. Khan really needs to get out of the way and not hold up. Mark Woodhouse tries to get off the racing line. These guys are going to go wide. He needs to be careful on the grass. Oh, Lewis Ward scared me for a minute there. But Mark Woodhouse now makes it a team mad 1-2. Just ahead of Adam McNally. Seems like Adam's car's fine, but he definitely turned in on Mark there, if you ask me. And this, of course, playing into the hands of Miguel Freitas, who is leading the race and starting to run away even further. Looks like Miguel doesn't have the same spec map as Mark's car. Mark's got all the chrome on the front of it, so it looks a lot darker. Gregory Franks and Vincent Chassenet keep swapping places. I see them move around on the timing screen. Jacqueline behind, just ahead of Lee Deemer. These two still side by side, having a fantastic battle at the moment. What do we think of the racing so far tonight, guys? It's been an absolute corker, hasn't it? It did look like a flat tyre, actually. You're right there, Ronald. Good to see you, mate. Oh, Dettige is off. Matthias Dettige is in the wall. Oh, he's had a nightmare. What happened here? Oh, the car just gets sucked onto the gravel, and wow, he corrects it and it smacks into the wall. That's a big hit. Oh, Matthias. Such a shame. He's down to only 8th place though. He's not lost too much from it. Before this, in the Drivers' Championship, he was in 5th place. And it certainly was an unlucky moment for the Belgians. Definitely was. So Rashid Kassim is at the bottom of the order at the moment, unfortunately, after retiring early on. Here's Gregory Franks in this relentless battle with Vincent Chassenet this race. It's been great to watch from these boys. I think they owe each other a beer after this. Certainly been a workout. Oh, there's a little tap. Look at that massive drift from Vincent Chassenet. What a save. I know the contact wouldn't have been intentional from Gregory. But wow, what a brilliant save that was from Vincent. Jacqueline now looking feisty as well. He's not giving up on this battle. He doesn't care that they're in different classes, although Deemer, can he get his nose down the inside? No, Jacqueline blocks, or does he? Oh, I thought Deemer was going to go for it again there. Very close. Just over 2 minutes of the race to go now. And once again, Thayens and Hessels are together on track, but we're going to look back at this because I'm expecting fireworks from these boys. They've been racing so closely together for the entire race. Back up front though, Mark Woodhouse still in 2nd. McNally 3rd, 4th is Ward now, and 5th is Hopley. So Meraki and Team Mad and Excite, once again the class of the field. Unfortunately, the Simracersworld Esports TCR car of Dettige has fallen further down the order, and apparently he's off track again. What's gone on here? Oh, what's happened to Matthias? Is this going to be a retirement for the Belgian? It must be. What's happened? I really don't have a clue what's happened there. I'm sorry everyone, but I do not have an explanation for that. For some reason the camera wanted to look at Ryan Walker there, but no, Matthias just, I don't know whether the car was out of fuel or what, but that's a real shame. But Miguel Freitas now is on his final lap of the race. And it's looking like he's going to come home for another very comfortable victory here. Of course, early on he didn't have it all his own way. But once his teammate got past Adam McNally, it got a lot easier for him. And it's going to be, if he takes this, his 5th win in a row, his 6th win out of 7 races. This battle's still going on. Franks has got past Vincent Chassenet. And behind, the AM category battle still going on here between Jacqueline and Deemer. Don't forget the coloured stripes on the left-hand side of your screen. Oh, as Dima goes down the inside, makes a bit of contact. He went for it fairly. I'm not sure whether Jackalette left him as much room, as Freitas has actually crossed the line and started another lap, so that will be the final lap of the race then. This one will be. Which means that these pair have got another battle still brewing, but it looks like the gap has changed that much now that Dima won't quite catch up. Here's the closest two cars on track. Ben Thanes and Jeremy Hessels once again. Can't separate these boys. Of course, it's Jeremy's home race. The Dutchman gaining 14 places so far in this one. Yeah, maybe De Tige was just suffering from the damage. Or Thanes just gets into the back of him there. Little bit of a kiss in the rear. And I think it's turned the headlights off on Thanes' car. It has. It's knocked the electronics out. These two having such a great scrap. Awesome to watch as always. Ben relentless in his chase. McNally has got Lewis Ward right up his exhaust pipe now. Lewis Ward really wants a podium. He's been saving this to the end. Shows his nose down the inside. Not quite malicious enough. And doesn't get anything done. But just ahead then, coming into the final couple of corners in what is another insane chapter in such an incredible title challenge. I want loads of clap emojis in chat. Miguel Freitas, 5 wins in a row. 6 wins out of 7 races. Amazing stuff. His teammate Mark Woodhouse keeps it as a Team Mad 1-2 with Adam McNally third, rounding out your podium ahead of Lewis Ward. Then it's Andy Hopley. Championship leader Conor Parisi finishes where he started in 6th place. Nearly 8 seconds back from them is Adam Delmont. And then the awesome battle, the entertainers, Gregory Franks, Vincent Chaussenet, and Carl Jackalette is going to win the AM category in round 9 of the championship. Awesome stuff from Carl. Opens up that championship lead ever further over Dean Timms and Lee Dima. Really capitalises on that. Some great racing between those boys. Jeremy Hessels gained 14 places in the end, stayed ahead of Ben Thanes. Scott Malcolm has crossed the line also. We're going to have to look a bit further back to see anyone that hasn't quite finished yet. Here's Lee Woodburn coming around the final couple of corners. Scott Angelo just ahead of him. And the car there is a lap down. That's Sebastian Denise. Scott Angelo just thinking, I'll just get that extra incident point for the end of the race, shall I, boys? Crosses the line in 20th place. And here is Dean Timms for year 1, quite a while back at the moment. Cosmos there with one of my favourite comments of the day. No clue how to clap on my phone, but it'll do. Love it. Thank you, of course, everyone for sticking around and watching at the moment. And another epic race is finished in the Simortal Simracersworld TCR series. Here's Liam Silkstone in what sounds like an unhealthy car. At least there's plenty of space in the boot, now it's open. But not the ideal race for Liam there. He's going to want to pull that thing over, get it parked, and get it back in the garage for race 2. We'll get some music on, shall we? Okay. So we're going to get some results, I hope. Ready? Ready? There you go. Miguel Freitas takes the race win from Mark Woodhouse. A Team Mad 1-2. Followed by Adam McNally and Lewis Ward with Andy Hopley following his Meraki Racing teammate in 5th. Conor Parisi, championship leader, finishes in 6th. More good points for him, with Adam Delmont 7th and Gregory Franks in 8th. Vincent Chaussenet 9th. What a great battle they had as well. Carl Jackalette rounds out the top 10 and wins the AM category ahead of Lee Dima in 11th place, with Jeremy Hessels in 12th, Ben Thanes in 13th, and Scott Malcolm in 14th. Then we have Stuart Musselwhite, Ryan Walker in 16th, Dave Cyrus 17th, and Alex Torres in 18th place, followed by Philip Hopley and Scott Angelo, with Lee Woodburn, Dean Timms, Steve Clays and Liam Silkstone, and then the cars one lap down or more were Andy Fox, Matthias de Tige, Sebastian Denise and Khan Newen. So that is round 9 of the championship under our belts then. I hope you enjoyed that one just as much as I did. What a brilliant circuit Zandvoort has turned out to be. I eat my words, Stephen DeWolf. I do apologise to you for bad-mouthing it earlier. But what we're going to do is just take a bit of a break. Just going to run through a couple of the videos for you, then we'll have a beautiful little slideshow, of course, as we always do, because you know me by now. I do things quite simply around here. And yeah, we will get into the second race of the evening. So just hang about for a few minutes. I'm going to shut the music up and let the videos do the talking. I'll see you in a few minutes.
like two fires, movement so graceful. Wildcat in the jungle with dangerous claws. Movement she anticipates, a sight is set on her prey. Like stars in the darkest night, crystallized, fascinating. If you wanna stay alive, if you don't wanna be her prey, don't stand in her way. Run, run, run away. Crystallize, 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 watching her prey. Crystallize, crystallize, crystallize.
Thank you for sticking around during the ad break at the moment. Just going to give you a little bit of a slideshow with some music for a bit, of course, as we usually do. And we'll have race 2 for you in just a moment. Thank you, of course, everyone, for sticking around. I hope you enjoyed that one. What did you find was your favourite moment of that first race? No worries, Cosmos. Thank you very much for popping along tonight. We'll see you next time round, buddy. Hope you enjoy watching the rest of it back. Okay, we're just loading into the second session now then, so give us a few minutes and we'll bring you some of the warm-up, and then we've got qualifying for the second time tonight. Back in a minute. We have on-track action for you. How nice is that? Well, we should do. Here we go. So let's see who's out on track then. Dean Timms out there at the moment. As you can see from the conditions of the second race, 83% humidity. It's muggy out there, boys. 19 degrees Celsius, partly cloudy with 13 km/h winds. So not too shabby at the moment. Miguel Freitas is top of the pile in even this session. Apparently we're on a replay or something. Ah, there we go. Practice is over. So qualifying then, second time tonight. Can Miguel Freitas do it again? Can he have another pole position? What do you reckon? What do ye reckon? Ryan Walker is going to be one of the first cars out on track. Wow, look at them all. Connor Parisi goes around him. I'm going to check whether the championship standings have been updated. No, they get updated at the end of the night, not between races. That was me being very optimistic. These guys do put in a hell of a lot of work though already in the championship, and I'm very, very grateful for it. The amount of info I get given week on week is brilliant. And of course, you know, I'm very grateful for these guys getting me on board and having me in to do this, because I really do enjoy it. I hope you lot enjoy listening to me. Of course, don't forget, we've got the Simracersworld Formula 3 series on Thursday night. Starts around the same time. We had a right good laugh last week trying to get me to pronounce all the names. Like Ebenyo. Ebenyo was on fire all night. This is Ryan Walker at the moment, just taking it easy on his outlap, just tending to get out of everyone's way. Scott Malcolm is halfway round as well in the chrome Team Mad Simultal car. Philip Hopley here for Meraki Racing. He's done the wise thing in my opinion. He's gone out a little bit later than everybody else, so he doesn't have to worry about traffic at this stage. Love that Meraki paint as well, it's a beautiful bit of kit. Rashid Kasim had no luck in the last one, so we're hoping that he manages to finish this race in that beautiful livery as well. And of course, the Spanish Inquisition himself, Alex Torres, in the number 79 car. He was quite far down the order, he didn't qualify for the last race, he had a qualifying ban. And he said he jumped the start last time, so hopefully he doesn't do that this time, and hopefully he can qualify in a decent position. He's had some good pace this season. Oh, he gets a bit sideways in turn one though. There's commentator's curse for you, straight off the bat. Who can we see that wasn't really running in the first race for very long? Khan Newen had a bit of a nightmare, was further down the order. Jeremy Hessels did a brilliant first race and got plenty of places. Should we do what we did at Monza? That's pit lane 2, pit lane 1. These cameras aren't as good for it. They're not as good, are they? Going to say we could have sat on the edge of the pit lane and watched the cars come past, but no, we can't see as much as we could at Monza, so we'll carry on the TV cameras. Let's see who is near the end of finishing a lap. Ben Thayens crosses the line with his teammate Steve Clays as well, the two Rev Match Esports cars. They're just going on to their fast laps now. Oh, Clay's very sideways there through turn one. Wow. Huge drift. Dean Timms is back out there for year one racing. What I was meant to do between races was put his spec map on Carl Jacolette's car, because they have the same livery and spec map. Oh, one of the Excite cars there going a bit sideways in the background. Here's Andy Fox with his chrome sections on his car. The guys are almost getting the rear end completely sideways around that corner there, just to get some rotation in the car. Lewis Ward goes fastest for Meraki Racing. Mark Woodhouse is second. Oh, there it is. Miguel Freitas, 146.6. Goes top of the pile. The rest of the times come in. Timms, Newen, Musselwhite fastest in the AM class at the moment, ahead of Walker, Woodburn. I wonder if we can do this. Let me just try and check something. Ah, okay. So there's all the pro drivers on the left, and then when we had the AMs in, you see the rest of them there. Freitas still on pole then. McNally 4th at the moment, just behind Woodhouse. Lewis Ward will be happy to be further up there because he had the pace to really win that race, did Lewis Ward. I mean, most of the guys in the top 10 did. They just couldn't get a move done. Conor Parisi was just moving out of the way of one of the WRT cars there. That's Vincent Chaussenet. Sebastian Denise is the next car on track behind him. Sebastian had a incident at the beginning of that race, unfortunately. Sebastian not too chuffed about having to sit behind Conor Parisi there. Conor, the championship leader though. Torres goes 2nd, Kasim is top. Vranks goes to 5th. Oh, there's a bit of smoke there, maybe a car out of shape. That's Vincent Chaussenet. Freitas goes 2nd, 46.4. But Rashid Kasim, great work to be top of the pile at the moment. Musselwhite still top in the AM category ahead of Carl Jacquelet. They're 10th and 11th with Khan Newen in 12th. Musselwhite apparently just going off the track. Lee Deemer goes into 11th now. Jacquelet down to 12th. Delmont 13th. Hopley goes to 4th. So these guys really pushing to put some laps in now. But this is your current pole sitter, Rashid Kasim. What can Miguel Freitas do? Will we see Freitas go back up there up the order? Thayens goes to 5th in the number 5 car, very fittingly. Go on board with Freitas and just see how easy he makes this look. Look how smooth he is with the inputs as well. He's really shredding the tyres because he knows in qualifying you can. You don't have to worry about them lasting too long. Plenty of steering lock on. Mashing the front wheels. That's a Parisi trying to get out of the way. Oh, I think that's messed his lineup. Whoa, that'll mess it up even more. That's Scott Malcolm around in the middle of the circuit. Oh, that's certainly going to hurt your lap. Let's have a look at what happened to Scott Malcolm. Why is it looking at Ben? Oh. Well, yeah, it doesn't really give me... Oh, Scott, straight on. Wow, the 2 WRT cars just missed him. Lewis Ward has gone top. His fan club can rejoice. Jacquelet goes top of the AM category again in 11th. Franks is 6th. Having an awesome night. Just mixed results so far. And that's what we love about this league. There's so many drivers within the top 10, 15 that can all be up there at one race meeting and then not quite at the next. It's like the British Touring Car Championship for unpredictability. And I've always said about that series, if you put all the names on little bits of paper, put them in your hands and just chuck them up in the air, then whichever one hits the ground first is the guy that's going to be on pole. It is that unpredictable. And that's almost what this is like, unless you're Miguel Freitas. But Freitas has won the last 5 races in a row, as I said before, and he's won 6 out of the last 7 races. So these guys really have to step up their game if they're going to challenge him in any way. Parisi is 22nd at the moment. Now, I don't know about you, but that's not championship lead defending form from Conor Parisi, and I really hope that he improves on that. Gets back up the order. Woodburn is apparently off the track on an outlap. No, he's gone back in the pits. Parisi's done the fastest second sector of anybody, and Dean Timms has actually done the fastest first sector out of anybody as well. Dean Timms has a purple sector in sector 1. Of course, it's only a 10-minute qualifying session. Lewis Ward goes even faster. Look at the gap that Lewis Ward has got on the rest of the field. Oh, I read that wrong. I thought it was a 5.95. I thought it was like 0.6 of a second quicker than anyone. McNally goes 4th. Even still, only a second. Separating the, oh, well, Freitas has gone top again. Parisi goes third. Conor Parisi goes third. Where does Dean Timms go? Wow, good improvement there for Dean Timms, up to 14th place, second in the AM category. So his teammate Carl Jacquelet for Year 1 Racing is first, and Dean Timms is second. Hopley goes up to 5th. Nice lap by Andy there, just as the flag drops then. So some of these boys will be on their final laps now. Some of them will have backed out. Let's see who's close to finishing a lap. Stuart Musselwhite crosses the line. Don't think he's improved. No, doesn't look like it. That must have just been an outlap. Who's going to be next to cross the line? It's going to be Alex Torres, and he's barely halfway around a lap at the moment, so quite a bit to wait. There's nobody else coming across the line as things stand. Just while that's happening, Philip Hopley has had an off. Oh, he's had a real off. No, he just stays out of the way of everyone. So here's Alex Torres then, around the final couple of corners. Just behind him is Rashid Kasim. Adam McNally is off the circuit. Oh, there he is. That scared the life out of me. Across the line then, Alex Torres. Torres goes third. Awesome stuff. Ward doesn't improve. Woodhouse improves, go to third. So that pushes Torres down to 4th place now. Parisi's in 5th, he's not on a lap. Kasim disappeared for a moment, completed a lap but hasn't improved. Miguel Freitas has come in, he knows he doesn't need to improve any further. There's Lewis Ward then, 2nd place. Vincent Charsonnet 13th at the moment. Lee Deemer about to come around the final corner. Can he go top in the AM category? He's done personal best sectors throughout this whole lap. Delmont goes up to 13th. Deemer goes up to 13th, just behind Carl Jacquelet. And I tell you what, it's in the thousandths between those two. Let's have a quick look at people's best lap times. Where is it? Where is it? Best times? Oh, it's 1,000th of a second between Jacquelet and Deemer. That's the top of the AM category. That's amazing. 1,000th of a second separating those two. Incredibly close. That's just how fought and so tight this battle is this season. Steve Clay's having another nightmare. He's going to be 25th on the grid. Philip Hopley is 26th. Good to see Conor Parisi gradually improve though and get up to 5th. He'll be happy to be back up there, but wow. 1,000th of a second. What do you think of that stream? 20 people watching at the moment. All 20 of you. I hope you are enjoying this. We should have the grid in just a moment then. Like I say, just waiting for the race to tick over. So there is the beautiful shape of Zandvoort. It's a very tricky, demanding circuit that we're at tonight. And here is your grid for round 10 of the championship then. Miguel Freitas on pole position ahead of Lewis Ward for Meraki Racing. Can Lewis take the fight to him and stop that winning streak? Or will we see Miguel take his 6th win in a row? Mark Woodhouse, his teammate, playing rear gunner again in 3rd with Alex Torres 4th. Conor Parisi in 5th with Rashid Kasim in 6th. They'll be happy with that. Andy Hopley in 7th and Adam McNally in 8th with Gregory Franks alongside Ben Thayens in 10th. Sebastian Denise is 11th. That's a better qualifying than round 1. With Carl Jacquelet in 12th. Just 1,000th of a second ahead of Lee Deemer, and Adam Delmont ends up in 14th. Then we've got Vincent Charsonnet 15th with Dean Timms, Stuart Musselwhite and Ryan Walker on the 9th row of the grid. Carl Newen 19th with Scott Malcolm rounding out your top 20, and I think he was there in the last race as well. Lee Woodburn 21st with Andy Fox 22nd. Then it's Dave Cyrus and Scott Angelo, and at the back of the grid we have Steve Clays, Philip Hopley, Matthias de Tige, of all people, Jeremy Hessels and Liam Silkstone. So Miguel Freitas then on pole again with a different car alongside him this time, Lewis Ward and Alex Torres is there, sorry, in 4th place. I thought I clicked the wrong car then, which I clearly did. Conor Parisi went into this round as the championship leader. He is in 5th place with Rashid Kasim in 6th. But it's crunch time now, and the music will shush. And the revs in a moment will rise. Andy Hopley is going to be the last car to take to the grid. Actually, we're waiting for Steve Clays a bit further down the order, just would appear on the left there. Although, both the Hopleys have disappeared again. Steve Clays is now on the grid. Oh no, Andy Hopley's back on the grid. There he is. Philip Hopley's the one that disappeared. Anyway, I'll shut up. Well, no, I won't. I'm a commentator. It's the 10th round of the Simracersworld TCR series, and it's away. These guys trying to get as little wheel spin as possible. Rashid Kasim's made a belter of a start. Conor Parisi has gone backwards. Anything happening in the background? No shenanigans this time. Oh, who's that? That was Adam Delmont. Really missed his braking point, and he sent 2 cars off. I think Conor Parisi was one of the ones he got into. Ryan Walker and Vincent Chaussonnet make contact with him as well there as they come back through. Looks like everyone else has behaved themselves, but there was definitely contact there from Delmont. Oh, Ryan Walker's around. Ryan Walker's in the wall. He's having an absolute nightmare, this boy. Ryan Walker for Nomad Sim Racing. Oh, there's a couple of others getting involved here. Con New and Dave Cyrus. Jeremy Hessel's making his way through. But Ryan Walker had some contact there. Here's Alex Torres in 4th place. Ward is still in 2nd. It's all the yellow and blue cars against the Team Mad cars in the top 5. Adam McNally's in 6th place. Andy Hopley has gained 2 positions. Yeah, it was Conor Parisi. Went backwards at the start and then got hit in the rear. Gregory Vranks has lost his headlights because of the contact as well. Lee Deemer has taken the lead in the AM category. And I tell you what, that is because Carl Jacquelet is the car that was hit off down the order. We'll let things settle down a little bit and then we'll have a look back at that, because Carl Jacquelet got hit off. Oh, we need to go a little bit further than that. Look in front. We need to have seen Adam Delmont, to be honest. Oh, this is what happened to Ryan Walker then. Parisi gets a little bit out of shape. Oh, they just banged wheels. Such a shame there for Ryan. Andy Hopley side by side here with Adam McNally down the inside of him. Freitas has done the fastest lap of the race, of course he has. And McNally is now through into 5th place. 3 places gained for Adam so far, and now he's on the back of Alex Torres, putting him under pressure. But Delmont then has swung this very much so in the way of Lee Deemer, his teammate, in the AM category. And that's not me with any sort of conspiracy theory going on there. 2nd in the AM class at the moment is Dean Timms, Carl Jacquelet's teammate, with Stuart Musselwhite in the car just behind him there. And then Matthias Tatij, who's gained 10 positions so far, making his way through the order from 27th on the grid, of course in the pro category. But that start didn't have to happen, really, did it? Didn't have to happen. Let's have a look then. Watch the white and blue and green car in the middle. Delmont just completely misses his braking point into the back of Tatij. Oh, sorry, into the back of Gregory Vranks, who hits Parisi. And it's Jacquelet that goes off. And even on the rejoin, Delmont hits the side of Walker. So he's not made too many friends in this round as Adam Delmont. This, of course, the 10th round of the championship. Not even at the halfway point yet either. As the championship goes on, there will be 23 races. The last one is at the Nürburgring Nordschleife. And Ryan Walker did say in the chat, hopefully a better start this time. Lol. Unfortunate for Ryan that it's gone that way. Who's the closest on track? Alex Torres and Adam McNally. McNally going down the inside on the brakes. Alex turns in. Brave man. As, oh, just in front, Lewis Ward and Mark Woodhouse were almost side by side there. Freitas still leading this, just about. But Woodhouse has got past Lewis Ward. I think he just got it done down the straight, did he? Oh, apparently we've clicked on something else there. Wow, look how close Lewis was to the back of Freitas. Oh, the back end just gets away from Lewis. And down the inside goes Mark. So we literally caught it as it happened. And now he can defend from his teammate. Gregory Vranks is right on Vincent Chaussonnet once again. These two have been epic tonight, and I hope that we see another great battle between the pair of them. I did get a screenshot from the last race to share with them in the Facebook group, just to say thank you for being so entertaining. What do you guys think in the stream of Do you really think we've had any other better battles than these guys so far tonight? They've been awesome. Really awesome to watch. Carl Jacquelette's making his way back through. He's only lost 11 places now. He's into 23rd position. Just ahead of him is Liam Silkstone. And then Steve Clays has gained 4 places. Jeremy Hessels has gained 8. He wants to go for that Senad Coquin trophy, doesn't he? He really, really wants it bad. Matthias de Tige has gained 12 places so far, though. He's on an absolute roll. We'll go on board with him for a moment as we chase down Sebastian Denise in the WRT Esport car as we come onto the the front straight. Torres fastest lap of the race, 1:46.5. De Tige making it look easy down the straight, using the slipstream a little bit later on the brakes. And the Belgian goes through on the Frenchman. Oh, it sounded like something was getting a little bit lively further up the order there. I think it might be this. Ben Thayens, Rashid Kassim and Conor Parisi. Rashid right in the middle of it at the moment. Car 8, position 8. He's lost 2 places from where he started at the moment. Parisi's lost 4, just behind him. So Conor needs to really crack on if he's going to defend his championship lead, but once again, it's the number 2 car, Miguel Freitas, who is making this look very, very easy. He's got his teammate helping him out at the moment, Mark Woodhouse. Mark's a fantastic driver. I've raced with him in a lot of leagues. He's great to battle against. Very clean, very honest racer. I always know that if me and Mark ever have contact in any sort of race, which, to be fair, I don't think we ever have, to be honest, it's always a genuine mistake or a genuine accident. He's doing everything he needs to at the moment. So is Alex Torres just behind. He's defending from McNally. Oh wow, look at that. Vincent Chaussenet, Gregory Vranks and Adam Delmont once again right together. We'll look back. Listen to the grey RS3. Oh, Vranks gets a good run actually. Stuff that gearbox cam, you're not going to see that. And through goes Vranks. Around the final corner, you don't often see people make a move there. Woodhouse does the fastest lap of the race. And is Vincent Chaussenet going to try and make a move back on Gregory Vranks? He goes back to the outside now. Late on the brakes. Delmont, of course, trying to make a move out of this as well. So close, side by side. Delmont down the inside. Nice commitment there. And up into 11th place goes Adam Delmont. Although Vincent Chaussenet really saying, yeah, I know your rear bumper's there, mate, but I'm going to dislodge it. Further down the order, Scott Malcolm has Dave Cyrus and Steve Clays right behind him. This is for 17th, 18th and 19th. 2 pro drivers sandwiching Dave Cyrus in the AM category. Of course, if you don't quite know what I'm on about, top of your screen is the colour boxes for the left-hand side. Pro drivers green, blue drivers are AM, and you can tell by the windscreen banners as well. If you look there, Scott Malcolm's got a green one, Dave Cyrus has got a blue one. And that should be the easier way to tell apart the 2 categories. I'll tell you what, Dave's putting Scott under a bit of pressure here. Just in front of these is Dean Timms in 16th position. Oh, Conor Parisi has just got past Rashid Kassim. Actually, they're swapping places again and again here. Looks like Rashid has got the place back. Not quite sure if there was some contact or something. Jeremy Hessels has gone off the track and come back on, unfortunately. Oh, wow. Okay. So it looks like these two have got wedged into one another. I'm just trying to get it back to the right event. Oh, Stuart Musselwhite's had a nightmare in front. Oh, and he just turns across the front of Jeremy. Oh, and the cars have come sort of in some way interlocked there, and wow, it's lifted Jeremy's car off the floor. That's such a shame for Jeremy. He's still going though, he's back on the circuit, but way down the order now in 27th place. The only car he's ahead of is actually Musselwhite and Hopley, who are both out of the race. Hopley didn't start. Here is Delmont now with Lee Deemer, his teammate, has just fallen behind him. And Chaussenet has just gone through as well, so what's happened here? Looked like the back end was getting away from Delmont there. Oh, Vincent goes really, really deep down the inside. Bit of contact and through he goes. It's not quite on. Dean Timms and Scott Malcolm still having their little scrap here. Dean in the AM category, Scott in the Pro. These are the two closest cars on track though. Torres and Hopley side by side into the not quite a chicane thing. Oh, Lee Woodburn's apparently crashed. I'll have to have a look back in a moment. Hopley giving Torres all of the room. Ben Thayens is going to try and come through here as well. What a great run that Ben's got out of that corner. Side by side with Andy. I don't quite think Andy knew he was there, to be honest, at that point. Nearly squeezes Ben off the track, but luckily no contact. Kasim is dotting about here on the overlay. He's dropped down again. I know his internet has some issues sometimes. Yeah, there he is. He's popped back up now. Freitas does his personal best, but not the fastest lap of the race. Let's have a quick look back at what happened to Lee Woodburn. Oh, wheels on the dirt. Go round and round. And round goes the car. Wow, Andy Fox. What a well, I don't even have a word for that. What a dodge, what a slide. And Andy Fox continues to fight another day. Vincent Chaussenet now surely is going to be at the mercy of Adam Delmont if Adam chooses to retaliate. Behind them is Matthias de Tige, who has gained 14 places so far. There's the gains on the left-hand side for you. 10 places gained for Liam Silkstone. What a drive he's having. Started at the very back, 29th. Now he's up to 19th position. In the AM category, Dave Cyrus is third at the moment. Dean Timms is second. Lee Deemer in the lead. Carl Jacquelet has made his way back up to 5th in class, 20th overall. You can see him just at the bottom of the timing tower on the left-hand side there. This is the battle for 11th, 12th and 13th. Which just shows you how good the battling is all the way up and down the order. We currently have 15 viewers at the moment. Thank you everyone for watching. Oh, Adam Delmont trying to get the cutback here. Look at that. He's trying to line it up. Vincent Chaussenet parks it on the exit. He knows exactly what he's doing. Puts it on the apex. And defends well. The front left light of Adam Delmont's car slightly dimmed there. Actually, no, it's off. Ignore me. Delmont tries to get his nose down the inside. We're in the front of the Audi. That looks almost real, doesn't it? Adam bump drafting him down the straight. It's not really wise. Just in case to make contact. De Tige trying it. Doesn't quite work. I thought Delmont was going to get some of his own medicine then and get a bump in the rear into turn 1. Doesn't happen. Great scrap here. Lee Deemer needs to be careful though, leading the AM category at the moment. Needs to be sure not to get involved if there's an incident, because these boys are so close together. Look at him around there. Oh, as Delmont's run wide. The car gets pulled onto the grass by the front wheel drive and slick tyres. And De Tige goes through. And that's all it takes to lose a place in this championship. As soon as you do one little falter, there's someone waiting to take your place. Nice opportunistic stuff there from Matthias De Tige though. And I'm sure it won't be long before we see him get past Vincent Chaussenet. The WRT eSport drivers, especially Vincent, have proved to be insanely difficult to overtake though. Very feisty drivers. Oh, it looks like Liam Silkstone has just gone... No, him and Dave Cyrus are having a bit of an inter-team battle at the moment. Just behind there though, that's Carl Jacquelet. Behind Liam Silkstone. And there's some sort of like inter-team battle going on between Excite and Year 1 as well, because Excite, of course, have quite a couple of drivers near the top of the AM category, and so do Year 1. As Steve Clay's down the inside of Jacquelet. Jacquelet's car disappears, reappears. And Steve Clay's was down the inside pretty fairly there. I think Jacquelet closed the door a little bit. He seems to like doing that. But he lives to fight another day. Oh, Carl Newen might not. That's wide, wide, wide. There's a gravel trap and a wall coming up somewhere, Khan. There it is. Wow, just misses it. Fair play. Oh, I'll tell you what. I'm not clenching, you're clenching. Flipping out, that was close. Here's the lead battle then. Freitas, Woodhouse and Ward still going at it. The Three Stooges. Adam McNally's having a bit of a lonely race here in the background. And then it's the 2 yellow cars, Alex Torres and Andy Hopley. Then we've got Ben Thanes, and then it's Rashid Kassim and Connor Parisi. Great camera angle that is, especially when it switches like that. Oh, Dean Timms has apparently gone off track. Oh, he's just gone wide out of there, surely? No? Has he? Oh, the car just gets pulled over to the side. He's going to have dirt on those left tyres, though. Yeah, it runs wide. And off he goes. Luckily, doesn't collect anybody. Oh, well, Scott Malcolm there, not showing the best of his accident avoidance, just driving into the back of him. Oh, and speaking of, Dean Timms going very slowly there, right in the middle of the circuit. I think that was Scott Angelo. Yeah, it was. Scott Angelo and Carl Newen there. Scott almost going in the back of him. There's something wrong with Dean Timms' car, surely. He's got it on the inside. It doesn't look like it's turning at all, does it? Don't quite know what's happening with Dean here. It's weaving around a little bit. It's quite dangerous. Might need to just park it, to be honest. Oh, Carl Jacquelette's off. Carl Jacquelette is off and out of the race. Steve Clay's, I think, involved as well. Let's have a look. So, Carl Jacquelette here, side by side with Liam Silkstone. Oh, Steve Clay's just goes in late on the brakes and collects him. Oh, Carl does continue. I thought his car disappeared because he'd retired there. He's now back down in 23rd position. Nightmare for him. Woodhouse and Lewis Ward very close together here for the battle for second place. I think if we... Oh, I was just about to say, if we go on board with Mark Woodhouse, we might not be able to see much. Either that or we'd see every nut and bolt in the engine of Lewis Ward's car. Lewis looking very feisty here. Gets the car turned in early. Of course, Miguel Freitas is wanting this to happen. He wants Mark Woodhouse to defend for him, so he can run away and just take the lead of the race and get another win. That'll be 6 wins in a row. 7 wins out of 8 races for Miguel Freitas. The stats just keep getting better and better. Look at this fair racing by Lewis Ward, lifting really early just to make sure he can line up the corner how he wants it. Great racecraft from these boys. Doing a sterling job. I'm going to go slightly unrealistic for a moment just to show you exactly how it would look from Lewis's point of view if he ran on the same field of view that I do. I quite prefer this camera, to be honest. You get a bit more of an idea, don't you? Just over 7 minutes to go in this race then. Miguel Freitas still leads from Woodhouse, Ward. McNally up 4 places here into 4th position. Doing a fine job, and then just behind is Alex Torres and Andrew Hopley. Princess Andrew, as we know him. Well, Alex Torres is doing a fine job in this race, 5th place overall at the moment. Oh, gets a little bit of a tap on the rear there. And in position 9, 9th in class, car 99, is Gregory Vranks. And 9/10 behind is Rashid Kassim. He's got Connor Parisi in front. He's just where he started at the moment. As you can see there, Detige now 16 places gained here. Flying up the order. Now he's passed Adam Delmont. Matthias doing a great job. We'll go on board with him for a second because he really is flying around here. He did his personal best final sector on his last lap as well. Bear in mind that was the 10th lap of the race. Matthias has just got this car hooked up. It's a real shame about what happened in race 1. We think he did succumb to the damage received to the car in his incident. He was running so high up the order as well. I think he was 4th or even 5th. Vincent Chassenet and Lee Deemer are having a good battle behind this as well. Sebastian Denise is involved too. We will have a look at this. Lee Deemer, of course, winning the AM category as it stands. He will gain good points on Carl Jacquelette in the championship if he stays here. Jacquelette at the moment down in 22nd place. And Sebastian Denise is just behind as well. That's Vincent's teammate for WRT Esports. Don't often see them together on track, from what I remember. I was just saying about how well Matthias had it hooked up, and he's just gone off the circuit and back on again. Must have been coming out the final corner. But last time round, he was 3/4 of a second quicker than Rashid Kassim. Just see how much he closes on this lap, because he is flying at the moment, is Matthias de Tige. You can visually see the gap coming down. He's really closing on the back of that car in front, the V-Racer car. We all know that Matthias is a very, very good driver. Oh, Dean Timms, suspension damage. That's a real shame, Dean. Sorry to hear it, mate. Fingers crossed for you in the next one. This is how you do it with Matthias de Tige. Just looks so fast, doesn't it? It looks really planted everywhere. Oh, apparently Scott Malcolm's gone off the track. Lost a place or two. There's a couple of cars going off track as well. Andy Hopley's gone off the circuit. Oh, Scott Malcolm's gone back to the pits. We're going to have a look at what happened here. Oh, is he going to dip a wheel on the grass around here? Just as he gets onto the brakes. Oh. Okay. Not really sure what caused that, but... Oh, he's put the car in the middle of the road with that accident as well. Wow, that's really knackered, isn't it? Yeah, an explanation may be needed for that. Not really sure what caused that one. Here's Ben Thayens in 7th place at the moment, doing a fine job. Kassim is now having to defend from de Tige. It was really flying. He's probably been my driver of the race so far. Bit of contact. De Tige turns in. Rashid was a bit deep into the corner, and Matthias still manages to get the car in front. And goes through. That's 17 places gained into the top 10 for Matthias de Tige. I hope he doesn't get any damage from that. He's got his teammate now ahead of him, Gregory Franks, just 1.7 seconds up the road, with Connor Parisi in his sights. 22 minutes 15 seconds gone. So 2 minutes 45 seconds to go. But I just really want to know what happened to Scott Malcolm there. That was an absolute nightmare. Just went straight on. I'm not quite sure. Well, yeah, might have been fed up and wanted to appear on the broadcast. It did look like a wheel failure though. It did just go straight on. Yeah, the wheel decided to switch off, says Scott. Wow, that's unbelievable. It was a massive accident, Scott. Fair play to you, mate. Just lucky that no one else caught up with you, I suppose, in the middle of the track when you came back on. Not that you had any choice. The car was rolling at quite a high velocity. But this is the battle between Parisi and Franks. Franks just sort of holding back at the minute. Seems quite happy just to follow. The closest two cars on track are Liam Silkstone and his teammate Dave Cyrus. They're in 16th and 17th. Silkstone has actually gained 12 places in this race so far. So behind Matthias de Tige, he has gained the most places by quite a margin as well. The next car in terms of positions gained is actually the guy in front of him, Dave Cyrus. 7 places gained for him. And the 294 car here with the orange wheels and the Irish flag all over it. He's doing a fine job at the moment, is Liam Silkstone. Which, if you ask me, is quite an ironic surname. Connor Parisi then is in 8th position. Ben Thayens just up the road, and to me it looks a bit closer than it was before. So has Thayens made a mistake? Last time round, actually Thayens was quicker than Parisi on the last lap. Oh no, they weren't, sorry. He was 0.8 of a second slower. And apparently that was Ben's fastest lap of the race. 1:47.9. 1:47.1 by Parisi and 1:47.2 by Gregory Franks. So these guys are having quite the scrap. There's the 3 of them. The lead battle's still going on as well, don't forget. Oh, Gregory's very close to the back of Parisi there. Very, very close indeed as they come now down into the right-hander. Hard onto the brakes here. Gets the car turned in. Yeah, Thayens not looking to be the fastest at the moment. I think this is the lap times between the two that we're seeing on the battle box here. It looks like Parisi is really closing in. Oh, really closing in. Gets into the back of him, I think. Might have been a tiny bit of contact there. We'll go on board with Gregory Franks, actually, who can see all this happening in front of him. Conor Parisi just putting the pressure on Thanes at the moment. Just trying to show his nose down the inside there. I believe Gregory Franks has got a Fernando Alonso helmet design on. Love it. It does say Cadillac, even though he's driving an Audi. But for the guys at the front, this is going to be the final lap of the race. And the final few corners for Miguel Freitas. It's just another sterling job by him, and you can't knock it, can you? I mean, everyone in chat, you cannot knock it, can you? Miguel Freitas, bearing in mind he's only got a couple of corners to go, has won 6 out of the last 7 races so far. 5 of them on the bounce. This is going to be the 6th on the bounce. 7th out of 8 races won. And bear in mind, that race that he didn't win, he finished 2nd. So it's an almost perfect campaign still for Miguel Freitas, the untouchable Miguel Freitas. Put them clap emojis in chat. Once again, Team Mad 1-2 in the Simracersworld TCR series. Lewis Ward finishes 2nd. McNally, another good finish there in 4th, with Andrew Hopley 5th. Alex Torres losing out at the end to 6th. Here is Parisi, not quite beating Ben Thanes to the line. Just about holds on, does Ben. Detige up to 9th. What a drive. 18 positions gained. Even I'm going to get on the clap emojis here. You're going to hear me typing it. I do not care, because Detige deserves those. Matthias Detige, what a drive, son. What a drive. But look at it. Miguel Freitas, wow. Unbelievable stuff. 6 wins on the bounce, like I say. 7 wins out of 8. And he only finished 2nd in that 8th race as well. So, unbelievable performance. And yes, Anton Dupin says it how it is. Great racing again, very entertaining. I agree. And I hope that I've brought you another good broadcast tonight. I hope that it's shown you the enjoyment I get out of this as well. Of course, Lee Deemer deserves a mention. He wins the AM category tonight, just ahead of his teammate Liam Silkstone and Dave Cyrus. So XI iRacing Orange 1, 2, 3 in their class. Very well done. Carl Newen, 4th place in class, with Scott Angelo and Andy Fox just behind. Carl Jacquelet actually finished 6th in class. Ryan Walker is in 5th in there as well, especially after being turned around near the beginning. That's a good finish. Rashid Kasim finished 11th overall after quite an argy-bargy race. Adam Delmont is off on the grass lamenting what happened at turn 1. Vincent Chaucenet and his teammate Sebastian Denise finished in the midfield again. Andy Hopley quite under the radar in 5th place, so that's some good points for him. I mean, his teammate Lewis there celebrating as Lewis got another podium. Another strong finish for him. But honest to God, I can't really put any words together for Miguel Freitas at the moment. Other than, wow. Anyway, let's bring you some results, shall we, for this one. Miguel Freitas takes the win over Mark Woodhouse, not even a second in it between those two. Then Lewis Ward finishes in 3rd with Adam McNally 4th. Andrew Hopley in 5th. Alex Torres, the Spanish Inquisition himself, finishes in 6th. Ben Thanes 7th ahead of Conor Parisi in 8th, with Matthias Detige in 9th. Gregory Franks 10th and Rashid Kasim in 11th ahead of Adam Delmont 12th. Then it's the 2 Frenchmen from WRT Esport, that's Vincent Chaucenet and Sebastian Denise. Lee Deemer wins the AM category in 15th with Liam Silkstone 16th. Then it's Dave Cyrus 17th and Carl Newen in 18th place. And I've done this beautiful thing again where I make the mistake of doing that. There we go. Ryan Walker 19th, Carl Jacquelet rounds out the top 20. Good recovery from Carl there. Scott Angelo 21st with Andy Fox in 22nd. Lee Woodburn in 23rd. You can see the Excite boys there just in the background, just lining up for a picture because they finished 1, 2, 3 in class. Nicely done, boys. Classy. And yeah, we've got then Lee Woodburn, Jeremy Hessels, Scott Malcolm after that massive accident 3 laps down, Steve Clays in 26th, Dean Timms 27th, and Stuart Musselwhite in 28th. And it brings us to that part of the night where we're going to chuck it back to the green flag. And we're going to see whether anybody is about to be interviewed. And, well, we'll drag him in straight away because, I mean, let's face it, we couldn't ignore really what happened. Scott Malcolm joins us. Are you back down on Earth now, Scott, after that massive accident, mate?
Yeah, I've just had to go and change my brakes there.
I'm not surprised, mate. That was a huge one. So, did the wheel literally just turn off then as it was going along?
Yeah, it's not a good time to switch the wheel off when you're doing like about 130 mile an hour.
No, definitely not. Definitely not.
It's done it before, but I think I know what the problem is. It's probably just needing a wee driver update.
That's fair enough then. Well, at least you know what the issue could be, and hopefully you do fix it, mate. Before that happened, though, how did you find the racing tonight? I mean, it's been a great series already so far, but this circuit seemed to promote quite a lot of close battling.
I was actually quite pleased myself. I made it past turn 1 in race 1, so that was what I was aiming to do tonight. But the racing's been pretty good here. A lot of good battles, and I think they've maybe just got the Pro-Ams just perfect, maybe not, but close enough.
Yeah, it seems to be quite close. I mean, the sort of top guys in the AM category do tend to sort of mingle with some of the bottom guys in the pro category, but you know, I mean, I imagine for yourself as well, I mean, you're usually in that mix as well, so it must be quite good to be able to always have someone to race against.
It was a good wee battle with Dean in that second race before. I think I don't know what happened to him. He just I think he went a wee bit too hot in one of the corners, got on the grass, and then just came back on front of me. I couldn't stop until just ran up his backside. But there's a few guys that I enjoy having good battles with.
Yeah, it was certainly close up and down the order. Next time round, we're going to Spa-Francorchamps, which of course is going to rely quite heavily on slipstream in these cars. Quite a bit of skill to get the car around there in a decent time. Is it a track that you'd feel confident going to?
Aye, I like that. I like that track with this car. It's I think I do pretty well there. But I'll just practice the normal way I usually do, and to see what happens.
Well,
hopefully get the wheel sorted.
Yeah, well, fingers crossed on that part as well, mate. But hopefully it goes well for you. I'm sure well, I'll keep an eye on you next time round and see how we get on. Before I let you go, though, Scott, is there anyone you want to give a quick shout out to tonight?
Just the Team Mad guys, especially Miguel. That guy's just a machine when he comes through this car.
He is. He really is.
I try watching him and I just, oh, you go, mate. I can't do that.
Fair play.
And also yourself for doing the podcast as well.
Thanks very much, mate. Well, I really enjoy doing it. I'm glad some of you guys enjoy watching it as well. And well, I'll see whether I can have a chat with you next week, shall we?
Aye, that's if I'm not putting the wall again.
Yeah, fingers crossed that you're not, mate. Fingers crossed.
Yeah, I know.
Right then, buddy. Well, I will speak to you next week then. Have a good one.
Yeah, cheers.
Cheers. And it wouldn't be... here he is. You can tell who it is already. It wouldn't be a broadcast of mine without bringing him in for a chat. It's Adam McNally. You had a very good race tonight, didn't you, Adam? Well, pair of races, to be honest.
Not too bad. I mean, it's still that second qualified. I don't know what's going on, but I cannot get anywhere near me times of the qualifying one. I'm having to start so far down the field, but by the time I got past Torres, the front three had already built 2.5 second gap, and just that 3-car train just couldn't keep up with it.
Yeah, it seems like some sort of curse for you, doesn't it, at the moment, really? But luckily, your racecraft's been on point, though, this evening. I mean, it's a very tight and twisty circuit, very technical, as some of the guys in chat have been saying. Did you find that it felt like a sort of confined space when you were out there, or did you enjoy it?
Oh, definitely struggling to get past Torres, to be honest with you. That's why I had to think of a different way to get round. So into the chicane, round the outside seemed to work, caught him off guard, give us that pace, and like I said, I just couldn't catch the other 3 guys up ahead.
Yeah, they were in a bit of a class of their own tonight. I mean, Miguel, as you know, is just he's unstoppable, isn't he? 6 wins in a row. I keep saying this statistic. It's 6 wins in a row, 7 wins out of 8, and obviously in that 8th race he only finished 2nd. So he's really the guy to beat, isn't he?
I mean, just look at the rest of us. Our times are so close, and he always seems to manage to find them few more tenths. And it's just, I don't know how he's doing it. I think it's like, is it griphacks.exe?
Well, we'll have to send Alex Torres, the Spanish Inquisition, after him and just see whether we can get some information out of him. Next time round, we go to Spa-Francorchamps, mate. How are you feeling about going there?
It's an alright track, a long draft track, so it's going to be key to stay in that tour. Lose it and that's it. It's going to be race over for you, really.
Yeah, it really is. Really is. Well, hopefully you and the Excite boys, I know that you'll get a good strategy together, help each other out in qualifying. Is there anyone you want to give a shout out to before you go, mate?
Yeah. You for doing the broadcast, all the lads who do the work behind the scenes, our lads for taking part every week. Then we'll have our sponsors, we'll have Excite Energy, we'll have Motorsport Days Live, Prio Premature, Baby Foundation, Race Mentor, and Lux Sim 24. But
Cracking.
I'd also like to give a big shout out to all the NHS staff out there.
Yes.
We're working flat out to get this under control.
Yeah, indeed, and I'll second that as well, mate. It's smashing that they're working so hard. Of course, it's not the easiest time at the moment for everyone in the nation, the world, to be honest. I mean, it's not just us in the UK, is it? But yeah, well said, mate. I'm sure anyone that is listening will appreciate that, as they'll be working flat out anyway. We all know they are. But good to speak to you as always, Adam, and well done on your results tonight, mate. It's good to see you still getting them points, and we'll speak to you at Spa.
Right, thanks very much.
Cheers.
See you later.
And one more to bring in tonight, who had, well, I think it's safe to say, a bit of an up and down evening. Carl Jacquelet joins me in the booth. How are we doing, Carl? You all right?
That was a mixed evening, wasn't it?
Yeah, it certainly was, mate. Certainly was. Bit of a feisty evening, but I mean, the racing seemed great on track, though.
Yeah, race 1. Oh, awesome. Fantastic start. I think I made 4 places before the first turn.
Oh, wow. Fair play.
Yeah, it was awesome. And great battle right the way through the race. Unfortunately, the second race, I was caught up in a squabble between 2 drivers that got out of hand.
Oh, yes, the Steve Clays incident. We did catch that on stream, unfortunately. It was like a bit of a race of recovery for you, because obviously Delmont turned himself into a bit of a snowplow at the beginning of turn 1, and then, of course,
Yeah.
Steve went a bit late on the brakes there as well, and unfortunately turned you around. But you know what these cars are like.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if he actually braked, but never mind.
Yeah, it's one of those moments, I suppose. It's close in the championship between you and Lee Deemer, of course, at the moment. How are you feeling as we get towards the halfway point of the season?
It is close. There's one advantage to being locked down at the moment, because my wife is in the at-risk group, so I'm in the house for 3 months.
Oh, right.
Lots and lots of practice.
Yeah, indeed. Laps.
Yeah, and laps make perfect. You know, you're only going to get the speed if you practice.
Well, that's it. You know, you never know until you get round there, do you?
No, I've done a shed load this week, built a complete new setup for the car. The handling is much better. The old setup, after the first couple of laps when the front tyres were hot and the rears were cold, it was absolutely evil. Now it's much more consistent right the way through the temperature range.
Well, that's a good bit of info then, really, for anyone that's looking to crack on. But I'm sure you'll have something for the next one. We go to Spa-Francorchamps next time round. Do you reckon you'll do all right there?
Yeah, I like Spa.
Well, fingers crossed then. We'll see that beautiful, bright Year 1 car near the front. Of course, you had Dean Timms joining you tonight, your teammate for the first time. How did he find it?
I haven't spoken to him yet.
Oh, right, fair enough.
I don't think he finished the second race.
Yeah, he had suspension damage from an off-track.
Right, I'm going to catch up with him and share some setup with him. We'll get him going a bit quicker. But yeah, it's great to have him on the team. It's, Year 1 is going places, I think.
Smashing stuff, mate. Well, good to speak to you as always, Carl. Is there anyone you want to give a quick shout out to before you go?
Everyone in the NHS, they're doing a wonderful job.
Smashing. Love it, Carl. Well, good to speak to you as always, mate. And we'll speak to you next time round, I'm sure.
Yeah, keep yourself safe and well.
Thank you, mate. You too.
Cheers. Good night.
we're gonna make this a bit of an interesting final interview for the evening. I don't really know if I've done an interview with 3 people at once before, but I bring in 3 guys here that did a fantastic job in that second race, it's safe to say. 1, 2, 3 for Excite Energy iRacing Orange in the AM category. We have Dave Cyrus, Lee Deemer and Liam Silkstone with us. Boys, well, I'll come to you first, Dave. How did you find tonight? I mean, I've not really spoken to you about the racing so far, but I imagine you enjoyed that.
Oh, absolutely. I'll admit that I struggled in the practice sessions that we've been running on pace. So I knew there's 2 good things that I'm getting better at, I should say. One of them's mainly the starts, and the other one is just trying to avoid trouble. And that's all it was about today. And luckily, it paid off.
Yeah, it certainly did. You gained quite a lot of places by the end of the race. I think you actually gained the 3rd most positions in that one. The other guy that finished second in that sort of order is actually the Irishman among us, Liam Silkstone. How did you find that one, Liam? That must have been quite an exciting run up the order.
Yes, so race 1 got unlucky, just took it as it come. Race 2, just thought we'd just keep it clean, just see where we can go from there. Just kept my head forward, just watching Dave the whole time because he's done well for the last couple of rounds. We're just trying to keep him up there. And then Lee was just even better than both of us, so really enjoyed it.
And just coming to you as well, Lee, I imagine the start of the race, of course, you were only 1,000th of a second apart from your main rival in the AM category championship at the moment, Carl Jacquelette, but I imagine you were quite chuffed when you saw your teammate Adam Delmont go ploughing into the back of him.
To be honest, it was a bit of a shame, really, because I'd rather have raced him.
Yeah, definitely.
It's not what we wanted, but it's just one of those things, cold tyres, everyone bundling into turn 1. Had a cracking race with him in race 1. We was getting held up, to be honest, by Vincent and I think it was Gregory. I think they were having a good old battle, and I had to take a bit of a dive, and I caught him, so I gave him the place back.
Mm-hmm.
But so I was looking forward for the same in race 2. To be honest, it's no fun being taken out.
No, definitely not.
So hopefully we battle back together next week.
Yeah, fingers crossed. And speaking of next week, we'll come back to you, Dave. We're going to Spa-Francorchamps. What do you think of that as a circuit in this car? Are you looking forward to that?
So I'm still pretty new to iRacing. I don't think I've done any of these tracks this series. So obviously I know the track. I do watch a lot of racing. I think it'll be great. I'm not too sure how this car particularly is going to handle around it, but luckily there's obviously quite a few of us here, and I've got loads of experience to learn from. So certainly up for the challenge and see what happens. Just onwards and upwards.
Definitely, mate. Well, it's a good mindset to have. You've got to remain in the positive mindset and go forward, like you say. So fingers crossed it goes well. Liam, what about you, mate? Do you think you'll do all right there?
Yeah, it's just one of them. Just got to keep it clean and keep it consistent, as we've proved from the previous races. Just got to keep your head forward, just keep your head down. And yeah, just a bit more practice is what we need, and we'll just be able to crack on from there.
Cracking. Sounds good to me, mate. And just final word from you as well, Lee. Obviously, you guys doing great at the championship at the moment. The gap has now actually come down to 25 points between you and Carl. And then you've got a good, I think it's 16 points over Dean Timms behind. So it's, year 1 around you at the moment. But, you're still putting up the fight. Do you reckon you can do the same at Spa?
I'm hoping to. I love Spa. Not too sure what my pace is like in this car around there. Done pretty well in the GT3 when we done the BSR series around there. I managed to win a race.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm hoping I got a bit of pace and be up the front.
Well, fingers crossed it happens for you, boys. I did also catch you doing the picture at the end when you're all lined up on the line, which is nice to see.
Well, when I realised we had a full podium, I thought I'd drop back and do a formation finish.
Oh, it's always worth it, mate. It's always worth it. And I hope to see that on the Facebook group or in the Discord at some point soon. But obviously, before I let you go, guys, I'll start with you, Dave. I mean, you're all probably going to read out the 97 million sponsors that you've got that McNally recites to me every single week. But do you want to give anyone a shout out before you go? Starting with you, Dave.
To be fair, I'm going to be completely honest, and I'm going to say these boys because I've watched the Excite guys race for quite a while now, and I do know a few of them personally, and since starting it, they've just helped me leaps and bounds. I've come on, and it's a great bunch of friends, even if it's not racing and having a game of Call of Duty to unwind. Just can't thank them enough.
Beautiful stuff. Nicely said, mate. Liam, what about you, my friend?
Yeah, same as Dave. It's just these lads. And yourself, Chaz, it was nice to see you down in Birmingham when we did the motorsport show.
Yes, mate,
but
it was.
Apart from that, yeah, there's not much else I can say.
Fair enough. And final words from you then, Lee, tonight. Anyone you want to give a shout out to?
Yeah, I'd like to give a shout out to Adam for organising the team and keeping us all on pace. And
Just.
yeah, just. And thanks for Excite for the drinks.
Cracking. Love it, boys. Well done tonight. Really, really good to watch you racing. And I'm sure I'll speak to some of you at Spa anyway, even if it's before or after the race.
Yeah, take care, Jess.
Thank
Cheers.
you very much. Cheers.
There's the boys from Excite Energy iRacing. Then, of course, a 1-2-3 in the final race there, doing an amazing job. And what an amazing evening. Another pair of fantastic races under our belts, rounds 9 and 10 of the championship from Zandvoort. And as you've probably figured by now, we're going to Spa next week. An awesome circuit once again. Another Belgian circuit as well, so hopefully a lot of the Belgian drivers doing well around there. We've got the likes of Matthias de Tige, Gregory Vranks, Steve Clays, Ben Thayens. Those boys should do a good job around there. If not, then we'll have to question their legibility. But anyway, before we get on to that, thank you very much for the claps in chat for myself as well, Alex. Thank you very much, Ronald. And of course, thank you to Simracersworld for getting me on board. Thanks to Simortal, the series sponsor, and all the drivers that take part. It's been another great night tonight, and I will see you on Thursday. Don't forget, for the Simracersworld Formula 3 series, we have the second round of that championship from Suzuka, which is bound to be a lot of fun. And can anybody catch Ebonio? We'll have to see, won't we? But I will see you on Thursday night. And then, of course, same time next week. See you then.
Stop the time, hold your breath. You're the only one I see. Breathe me in, taste your lips. You're the only high I need. I'm losing control. Your eyes entice me. Just letting go. Your hold is tightening. I feel you.